was having
a moment.
having a moment there. Yeah.
Romance.
You have to make the most of those after 10 years, don't we, Bobby?
2 kids. Oh, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Vlogmas.
Another episode of Vlog.
I knew you were
taking the mic.
I know that was going to be.
Should we tell them a story about in the car?
Yeah.
I'm not doing Vlogmas today, Con. That was what?
Goodness
2 hours ago?
At least you stopped before you got started this year, love. Oh my god, guys.
But we're back on, are we?
We're back on. Do you know what? I'm having one of those like attitudes towards Vlogmas at the moment, a bit like I was with breastfeeding, where I was like going at it, and I was like, "This is great. Like, we'll just keep it going." What's your face like that for?
Because you're comparing breastfeeding to
No, listen.
vlogging.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm just gonna do my best, and I'm gonna let that be it.
Right, everyone listen to me.
No, I'm not finished my story.
Okay, sorry. Sorry for interrupting. One thing I need to learn.
And that's on 10 years. And that's on communication. I just thought, do you know what, I'm going to do my best. If I want to, have it come to an end, then that's fine.
On the 14th of December.
But I still don't know what I'm...
That's normally where we get to. About 14 days in.
But I still don't know what I want to do. And then with breastfeeding, I literally ended up doing like nearly 6 months.
You reckon you're doing 24 days in a row?
You don't know. You don't know what you're capable of.
I reckon we should just say, look, we'll upload 2 videos a week and we'll title them Vlogmas. Everyone's happy. We're doing Vlogmas, but it's not 24 days in a row.
Con is the reason of the relationship. He is the logic.
I use my rationale brain.
He keeps me grounded, and I have us up in the air. You know, I'm the fun.
So
spice.
we normally meet
somewhere in the middle. And...
somewhere up in the air. Nowhere near the ground.
But yeah, good morning, guys. You aren't going to believe the day today.
So have we scrapped what we filmed today?
Yeah, we've scrapped what we
you
filmed.
guys have missed out on a treat.
No, you haven't. You really haven't. Basically, let me just give you a bit of a debrief to the situation, okay? 3 out of 4 of us in this household are desperately... Well, no, we're not desperately ill. That's a huge exaggeration. Not feeling 10 out of 10. Basically...
I'm not feeling 10 out of 10, I think.
You are...
No, I got up this morning at 4 o'clock and I was this close from coming back into bed.
Just because you're tired, not because...
No, I woke up, my throat was
poorly.
hurting. I was like, maybe I should rest. Maybe I need the extra few hours. But I said to myself, you know what, Connor?
Your dreams mean more to you than that.
That's right.
Basically, Saint has don't you dare stop putting it on now. Don't you dare.
I'm not putting it on.
I feel like you need a hair bubble or something.
I need hairbands, but I don't know how to tie them up.
Here you go. I'll give you one of mine.
You got 2 in there?
Yeah. Don't say I don't ever do anything for you.
Dankeschön.
Anyway.
You want to teach me how to do that? Do you reckon I should do half up, half down?
I think you should do whatever floats your boat. Saint developed this like cold, just like a viral cold and a cough. We've had it all checked out by the doctors. There's no serious thing going on. Doesn't need antibiotics or any of that. But Romeo now has it, and Romeo, bless him, is like such a trooper. He's so sweet. Like he's like literally like he's up to his eyes with cold. It's like runny nose, really like got a cough, and his eyes are always watery, but he's just always still like happy to be here and still smiling. He like doesn't even mind being poorly. Bless him. Like, oh my gosh, he's just my little squishy duckling. But he's asleep at the moment. Both of them are asleep, having a much needed nap. Anyway, I have caught the cold as well, so I'm just not feeling 10 out of 10. But this morning we needed to pop into Bath to return a few bits from Zara, because if any of you guys have been watching my vlogs recently, you'll know there's a brand new Zara in Bath that I'm obsessed with, and it's so dangerous, and I've literally bought like so much in there that I actually just don't even need. Like, I get home and I'm like, I don't think I'm actually ever going to wear that, like, especially while we're living here and storage space is quite minimal. Like, what am I doing? So we popped into Bath to do those returns, and we got there, we literally couldn't find a parking space anywhere. We were like, oh my god, like, this is so random. It was like Wednesday at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, why is it so busy? And we remembered it's because the bloody Bath Christmas markets are on, and we had no idea. Can you imagine me, Bath Christmas market queen, hun, if I give myself that kind of title, you know, not to toot my own trumpet, but you know I love a bit of the Bath Christmas markets. And I knew it was on, but just where I'm like feeling a bit of a shell of myself at the moment today, I just completely forgot, and I was gutted because we just weren't prepared. Like, I feel like, you know, with both kids in tow, if we want to have like a serious mooch around the markets, as Connor kindly reminded me, look at him looking over there, like, come on, say my spiel. We need
say exactly what
toys,
I said after you had your little
snacks. What else did we need?
Good sleep before.
Yeah.
I mean, that steak needs to be fed.
Yeah.
Everything needs to.
All
our
of that.
stars need to be aligned for us to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Oh, don't be dramatic. We enjoy ourselves everywhere, but in order to have a mooch,
otherwise it very easily becomes
quite stressful.
Yeah.
And let's just say we were not prepared. So.
Who are we?
I know.
We're Swifts, aren't we?
I know.
We're imposters.
I know. We're not the Swifts.
Right, that's it. Vlogmas 24 days in a row. Let's go.
Oh, I knew a bit of vlogging would get you in the mood, Con. Oh, and then the final thing to happen, right, so that doesn't even sound like it was stressful, which it wasn't, okay? It was just a bit like, like, we're flustered, Bath's really busy, I'm not feeling great, the kids are feeling a bit poorly, like, what was meant to just be like a bit of an in and out job had us feeling a bit of FOMO. We were like, let's just go and have a look around the Bath Christmas markets. So genuinely, they're only on for like,
2 weeks.
yeah, they literally finish. I think they even finished before my birthday, which is the 9th. My birthday is the 9th. I don't think they're even around on the 9th. I genuinely don't think like we're going to get another chance to see, like, just to see them. So we were like, let's just have a little look around, and it was just really busy. And then the thing that I actually think was like a bit of a catalyst for just everything else going wrong was, I don't know like what the memo was in Bath for like middle-aged women who are blonde, who have fringes, and who wear the same kind of clothes as my mum, like, came into Bath. But I literally saw so many women who, this is going to sound like a really like funny thing to say, and I feel like unless you've been through the same thing with grief, it might not necessarily make sense, and I don't mean to turn the video like into a really deep downward spiral already this quickly into the video, but just sharing a little bit of reality here, because grief is obviously my journey and this is my little piece on the internet, and grief is definitely something that is featuring really heavily in my life at the moment. Anyway, I'm not exaggerating when I say probably about 5 or 6 times today I would like glance at a woman, or like just I would be like passing a woman or walking next to someone, and they would just really, really briefly catch my eye, and for some reason my brain, I don't know what part of my brain it is, but there's a part in my brain that recognises it as my mum, which I know might sound so crazy, but it's like, it again, if you've been through the same thing, you'll know how almost for like a split second when something fun or exciting happens that you want to tell your mum or whoever you're missing about, there is, for like I said, for a split second, a part of you that goes, oh, I'll just call them, or oh, I'll just go, like the amount of time since I've had Romeo and Sane, and I've thought to myself, I just want to go around my mum's, like, I'll just go to my mum's, and then reality hits you as like half of a millisecond later, and you're like, oh. But it still happens, like that initial, they're still here, is there, and that's really painful. And I literally just saw so many women that looked, I mean obviously not up close like my mum, but had all the same characteristics to that part of my brain that like would immediately recognise her. And I think that brought a lot of, like, after once or twice it was like, oh, that's a strange coincidence, but then it just almost felt like I was seeing her everywhere I went. And at the moment my grief has been, I don't want to say like bad, because I think that's not a good way to describe grief. I feel like my grief at the moment has been quite present, and in some scenarios quite suffocating actually. And I'm just missing my mum so much at the moment. So, needless to say, the Christmas markets this morning and what was going to be like, we were going to vlog a little bit today, just did not end it. I was just not okay. Anyway, so after that we came home and I was like, do you know what, I'm literally getting in my pyjamas, I'm having a bubble bath, and I'm relaxing all day. I was like, I might even go and have a nap. Like, when the kids are asleep, I might go and have a nap. And then we got home, we looked at our calendar and we were like, oh, we've actually got tickets to go to Longleat today, which we completely forgot about. Which, again, then I was like, oh my god, like, I feel like I actually just need a second, because who am I to first of all forget the Bath Christmas markets, but second of all, the day we're supposed to be going and visiting Longleat Festival of Light. Like, it is one of the events of the year that I am counting down the minutes to. It is amazing. I feel like the kids are going to absolutely adore it this year. In order to avoid myself like getting into a bit of a slump today, and yeah, just I think spiraling a little bit, because that is sometimes what grief and just general feeling of low can do to you, which is where I am a little bit at the moment. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm still obviously me and I'm still fine and I'm still great, but this is reality. This is grief. And I would probably say that this year is, like, in the lead up to Christmas, it's been like the most griefiest lead up to Christmas for me yet. Which might sound funny because it's in my third, if she died in 2020, is this my third Christmas? Hang on. Christmas 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. So this is my fourth Christmas without my mum now. And you would have thought that maybe it would have been like the most overwhelming on the first one, or, you know, any of the others. But actually, this is the fourth Christmas without her. And first of all, I can't even believe I'm saying that, because I just don't even know where that time's gone. Like, I think it is feeling so, like, kind of just there, like, prevalent in my life right now, because I think my subconscious mind is finally almost like coming to terms with the fact that she actually isn't here anymore. It's almost like it is actually starting to process the fact that she's died. And I was speaking to my therapist about this the other day, because basically I keep a dream log for my therapist, and I write down any, like, what I think are noteworthy dreams that I would like to speak to my therapist about. Think, you know, dreams that look like nightmares, or dreams that really frighten me, or dreams that leave me waking up feeling really confused or emotional in some way. And 9 times out of 10 they are about my mum. But recently there's been a lot of dreams where I feel like, is it too much to actually like get my dream journal out and say them to you? Let me remind myself what one exactly it was, and if it's not too, like, maybe I think triggering for some of you guys who might have been through the same thing, then I'll have a look. Okay, so basically in my dreams, this is an example of my dreams. This was actually a few weeks ago anyway, it's not like right now, but I was like having a sleepover at some house, and then in the morning, Katie was asleep in the next room, so I go and wake her up because I know that we're going to see our mum. Like, I'm going to drive us to see our mum in my dream. And driving up to the house, I call my mum. She answers, but she doesn't really talk because she's confused. We all know that she's dying. Like, basically, she's in this kind of state she went into before she passed. And by calling her, I've woken her up. So I hang up and I text her and said they're about to come in. And I can't really explain how this feels in my dream. It's almost like I know in, like, the real world that she's passed. But I know I'm in my dream, and I know this is another chance to see her. So it's almost like I'm preparing myself a little bit. Anyway, so then I go into my mum's house, and I know that my grandparents are there, and the person that my mum was married to was there, and like other members of my family that were quite relevant at the time, like the day my mum died, are all in this house. I know they're all there, but they are all asleep, but I still know they're there somehow. The house has like haunted house vibes to it. It's dark, the furniture is kind of covered by cloths, etc. Even though it's daytime, it still feels like it's night there. And I feel like I shouldn't be there. Yeah, then basically the dream goes on. But what my therapist was explaining was that dreams have so, like, this obviously is not the first dream that I've shared with my therapist. I've been having therapy for nearly 2 years. But with her knowing, like, the history of my dreams and kind of the history of my psyche, she was explaining how the imagery of, like, my mum's house feeling like it's nighttime there, even though I know it's daytime, furniture being covered up by cloth, like the fact that I knew I shouldn't be there, it's almost like my brain was, it's like starting to separate reality and what my, like, not what I still think is going on, obviously, because I know that my mum isn't here anymore, but my deep, deep parts of my brain, like my deep subconscious, is trying to come, you know, and balance it all out a little. So yeah, I think that's why that was a really long-winded way and a very like personal, open book way of saying, if this is your like most griefiest time in a while since you've lost somebody, in my personal experience, I think that is maybe why. I think this feels like such a like griefy time for me, and I think that this Christmas is gonna be hard. Like every Christmas has an element of being hard to it. More so joyful now actually that I have my children, but there is of course always a moment at Christmas time where I just miss my mum. But then there isn't every day, so if anybody else out there who is just at the start of their grief journey is thinking like, oh my god, like this is going to be the worst time, it doesn't have to be, because grief I found is almost like a lifelong thing, and it kind of weaves itself in and out of your day-to-day life rather than just being very heavy at one particular point. But for me this year, it does feel really heavy at the moment, and I do think it's because of the separateness finally coming together and balancing out, that I am finally like really coming to terms with the fact that she's not here anymore. And so there's just an element of that that makes this time of year a little bit tougher. Or at least I'm missing her a lot more at the moment. As always, you know, whenever I talk about these kind of things, I just hope that it serves the people who need to take something from it with a purpose. And if you are missing somebody this Christmas, know that you're not alone, and that I'm wrapping my arms around you with a big cuddle, and we can get through it together. So I love you so much, and you can do it, and I know that you're just making them proud. Let's go and have a fun day after a not so fun morning today that I've just told you all about. I'm building Romeo's high chair. We actually just got it off of Amazon with the Black Friday deal, and I actually feel like it's one of those stocky dupes because they were so expensive. Pardon?
There's a designer one of these, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the stocky one. But this one I found for, I think it was about £50 or £60 on Amazon, which is literally a fraction of the stocky one. I am quickly having a bit of Weetabix before the boys wake up. About to put away HelloFresh. When we first moved in here, I was feeling so overwhelmed at like how much I felt like I had to do. But dinner just always ended up being a bit of a afterthought. Like we'd literally get to 5 o'clock and I'm like, what's for dinner? Like non-existent, babe. So I started back up on HelloFresh, and I literally could not be happier, because it just leaves me feeling like, this is not an ad by the way, I used to work with HelloFresh, but I haven't worked with them for a while, so this is not an ad, I just am genuinely like a huge fan of the company. I think I always will be. I've been with them on and off over the years. I just love it because it makes me feel like, you know, we can sit down at the dinner table every night together, like me, Saint, Connor and now Romeo. Romeo can have bits and bobs of like the veg, and I can puree it up for him. And Saint, I'm very lucky with Saint. He is a brilliant eater. He like really enjoys a lot of different types of foods. So, and he eats a lot as well. Like who was I saying to the other day? Oh, I had a massage the other day, and me and the lady that did my massage were literally like getting on like house on fire. Like I literally wanted to ask her number after to like be friends. Could be talking about so much, but I was saying to her that both Saint and Romeo, obviously Romeo is like a baby, but he eats so much. But Saint's appetite and Romeo's appetite are like, Saint eats, when the reason I'm telling the story is because I was saying that I order it for 3 people. I order like 4 or 5 meals every week for 3 different people, and I do that because Saint literally eats like normal adult sized portions, and he's 2, babe. So can we all just spare a moment for my bank account when I have 2 teenage boys, 2 years, less than 2 years apart, when they're like 16 and 18, and they're literally going to be like, my fridge is just going to be empty, isn't it, all the time? Anyway, so I need to put all of that away, and then I think we're going to finally wake the kids up. They're having a little late nap, but we're going out, so it doesn't really matter. Yes, Yoey. Yo-Yo's impressed. Where's Max and the Grinch?
Yeah.
Maybe they're here somewhere.
Yeah, they might be here.
Oh, it's so magical every time, isn't it?
It's pretty cool, to be fair.
Wizard of Oz, what makes you say the Wizard of Oz?
Because the Wizard of Oz was back there. That is Narnia.
Oh, C.S. Lewis.
Oh, is that who it's about? Oh, look, see that bloke? He had horse feet. He's a centurion.
Where's Max the dog?
Yes, and the Grinch.
I think they're around here somewhere, babe. Maybe we might see them. But then I saw Peter Pan over there with the pirate ship, and he's not C.S. Lewis.
I don't think that's Peter Pan, honey.
Who is
Daddy.
it?
That's Panda.
Where's Panda? I can't believe how late we are coming here today.
Yeah.
Are we actually crazy? It's 23 minutes past 5.
Boys.
And we're just about to park up.
And a dog.
Where's the Grinch and the dog?
Yeah.
Try and find them. I can't believe, honestly.
It wasn't really a choice though, was it? It was more we forgot.
This is like just crazy of us.
Christmas.
A Christmas tree right there!
It's not got lights.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Absurd amount of money for some chocolate
How much is
fondue.
that?
£12. Wow.
Take a big bite.
How do we even? It's stuck on there.
Lift it up.
It's actually stuck because it's so cold. I think we have to eat it like this.
Same to a bite. Come on, mate. How was it? Out of 10. Worth the investment?
Not worth £12.
No. Oh.
It's good, but it's not
Say
worth £12.
that. Goes.
Look, it's so cold. It's literally been in the fresh air for like a minute. And it's already gone cold chocolate. Oh my god, guys, this is just so magical. I don't know how they come up with the ideas for this every year, because every year I'm like, this is amazing. So we are walking through Narnia, and you literally like walk through a little wardrobe entrance to get here. Boys are loving it. Romeo is having the time of his life with the stimulation, aren't you? Oh, they're wolves! Let's go and see them! What do they say? Oh my goodness!
The crocodile's hungry. Be careful, he doesn't come
We're in the Enchanted Forest now, and it just seems to be like lots of different Disney ones, doesn't it? I don't know if these are like C.S. Lewis. We've got
She'll be
Cinderella, Rapunzel, Peter Pan.
She'll be a massive one if you put these. Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. Oh, is that Goldilocks? No, that's Alice in Wonderland.
To go on there.
He says he wants to go on there. Wow.